Hello everybody out there in the Frontline universe, I'm Chris and welcome back to another comic book review. And in this review I'm going to be reviewing a book I've been reading for a very long time at my leisure. I haven't reviewed this book and I'm actually going to start reviewing this book on here, maybe on my channel as well. And it's called Usagi Yojimbo, and Usagi actually means rabbit. Usagi Yojimbo, issue number 148. This character actually, I was introduced to this character through two places. First place was through the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon series, and then I found out that Usagi Yojimbo also made an appearance in the comic books as well. So I really was that was my connection to Usagi. And then I noticed Dark Horse makes Usagi comic books, which made me really want to jump into them, and I've been reading them for a long time. They're done in a black and white format. The artwork is very simplistic but awesome, as Mike's showing you here. And this issue, this story arc, or this story, because it is part 1 of 1, it's called The One-Armed Swordsman. And Usagi goes into this restaurant where he looks to have some tea. And as he's sitting there, he notices a one-armed man. And after the man finishes, he leaves, this woman leaves, and then this crew follows behind her. And I guess he had, like later on, he notices them again, and it turns out that this one-armed man, this girl gets into trouble with the people that followed after her, and he jumps in to protect her, and it turns out it's a big ambush. But thank God Usagi's around, and he jumps in to help the one-armed man, whose name completely leaves me right now. Mizuna. And we find out how Mizuna lost his arm. He lost his arm to this guy called Tay. And Tay actually means hand. And every time this person beats somebody, he takes their hand. And apparently he saves their finger bones as a necklace. Usagi and Mitsuo are actually Ronins. And Ronins are basically samurais with no masters. I love how this book has those little references in there with samurais and stuff. That's why I really got brought into the book. So after the guy shares his tale, he walks away. The book starts off actually in the autumn, which is, and then it goes into the spring. So that means winter has passed and we're now in spring. And they've gone their separate ways. Spring, they come back, but Usagi comes face to face with Tay first. He sees him win a duel and then take this person's arm. And it turns out, as Usagi's actually saying, I don't have to prove, he says he's yielded, the guy yielded, you had no reason to cut his arm off. And Tay's like, that's what I do, and maybe you'd like to be the next victim or challenger. And Usagi's like, I have nothing to prove. I don't need to fight you, and there's no honor in what you're doing. And that's when Mitsuo actually shows up again, and he fights Tay, and he actually beats Tay. It turns out that that's the wooden arm that he has, where his hand used to be, has a hidden blade in it. And I love the way they show people dying in this book. They die in the most cartoony ways. I don't know if there was a picture of it, but there's like it's like a word bubble that comes out of their face with a skull, and that basically means they die. I guess it's to keep people from, it from being too dark. There's really no blood in this. There's no real gore except for the parts with the hand being chopped off. But Usagi goes to the guy and says, revenge? Did you're here, so you finally got your revenge. And Mitsuo turns around and goes, you think I did this for revenge? No, not at all. There are some people in this world who are just too evil to exist, which is true. Tay was an evil person who literally reveled in the fact of cutting people's hands off as a trophy. And I thought this was a really good book. Not a lot of action in it, but Usagi Yojimbo from time Yojimbo, I always pronounce the last name wrong. It jumps in, it depends on what the story arc is. This was definitely a segue story. It's a one-issue, one-shot story. But I love it. It's a really great series. If you guys are interested in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you'll love this book. I love reading it. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, at least. I would definitely say it's something to check out. I believe it is a $2.99 book, but I'm going to make triple sure, because if I'm lying, I don't want to be lying. It's an Eisner Award-winning book also, might I add. And there's no price on the cover. I believe I'm going to say it's a $2.99 book, but it could be $3.99, so anybody who buys this book, feel free to let me know in the comments below if it's $2 or $3.99. But I love the book. I love reading it each and every month. I would definitely recommend it. And with that, that's it for this review, guys. Feel free to check out any of the links below connected to this channel right here, Comic Frontline. Stuff that we do over at comicfrontline.com. We have daily stuff added there. Zone4podcast.com. Podcasts uploaded on zone4podcast.com weekly. Go over and check out my channel, Dark Avenger C86. Big things coming out of that channel. And yeah, stay tuned right here for some more comic book reviews, news, and a lot more. Take care, everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting. I'll see you guys really soon in the next video.